What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I gotta get to my drums here. YouTube user November617 Alpha or N617A. I'm also a drummer for Race of Strangers, and I thought I'd maybe give some people a little bit of a hand with their drumming here. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or you just want to watch a video for the hell of watching people drum, this is a little bit of something that might help you out. So, to start off with, the way I play is I play all different styles of drumming. It's not just one, it's not just two, it's not just 10, it's... I try to play as many as I can and just kind of go with the music. But first, what I think I should talk about is holding your stick, because obviously you shouldn't be playing the drums unless you have your sticks. Okay, so the kids I see will be holding their sticks like this, with their hand on the top, and that's people's first tendency, and then they just want to bang their finger on top. Well, unless I'm trying to work on doing a one-handed roll like this is not a good way, because this really kind of puts you on edge for dropping it. And plus, if you use this hand, then you can play really fast singles. Or, excuse me, if you use this finger, you can play really fast singles just by loosening these up and kind of playing around with them a little bit. So, I just kind of like to droop my hand over it, secure my thumb on the side, make sure that my palm's down. Because if I'm playing like this, or if I'm playing like this, you know, people will tell me to do that, but I think that's not good, because if you hit something, or, you know, if you're playing fast and, you know, you realize your hand's getting tired, your stick could slip right through here, and you could end up, your stick could end up in somebody's head, in the wall, on the other side of the room, and, well, you just saved yourself a whole bunch of embarrassment if you're like me and you pretend that there are people there watching you. So, save the embarrassment of the crowd. And see, my other hand holds it the same. I have trouble with this one. I will often drop this one because my hand wants to go over, and to have it I gotta get out of it. But yeah, just like this, kind of holding it, kind of smoothly flowing it. And you want it out of fulcrum too. If you're holding it too far forward, like I am here, it doesn't feel as excited. This one's more of a feel thing. It sounds the same, but it doesn't feel very controlled. It does not feel controlled. And then if you're holding it way back here, it just dies. And thankfully the fulcrum's actually pretty far back on the stick. It's about right here, where you can balance it. You can get some good doubles out of it. Or you can also play pretty fast with it, because you're holding it at a balance point and you're just using the bounce back and kind of having your fingers help you out with it, which that's something that you're just going to have to feel out too. When you're playing fast, and I thought I'd tell you this before I forget, if you're playing fast, something that you got to kind of feel out, because you know, sometimes people keep their fingers closed and they'll be like, oh, why isn't this working? Why am I not going anywhere? Well, it's probably because you're trying to use your wrist instead of having your fingers and using bounce back. But that part's really important to keep your hand down, because if you're over here and you suddenly want to come back, you could easily lose it. Or if you hit something on a cymbal, as you can see, it's already sliding right past my finger and out. Or at least that's my avoiding technique. Some other people have different ones. That's personally what I use. Yeah, so that's basically just the basics on holding your stick. Just keep it balanced. And you know, if you're gonna play a punk song, you know, you can keep it nice and balanced. If you're gonna play something fast, you know, you can kind of use finger control. Got a little bit of finger control when you're playing fast or when you're playing slow. You know, you can kind of keep your fingers in And if you want to do some doubles while you're playing, you know, just honestly, it's mostly for me just for the fulcrum and kind of playing around with it. I don't do it that muscle way that the bands tell me to do it, because I mean that's ridiculous. You're just creating more work for yourself, and it's kind of unnecessary. And you know, disagree with me if you want, but that's the way I see it. And you know, there's a lot of stuff that I feel I can do, just you know, in my own little, you know, whether I'm playing jazz. Sensitive with it, you can get kind of loud and quiet. If you just basically, when you do get loud and quiet, for me it kind of depends on how hard I'm holding it in the back or how soft I'm holding it in the back of the stick. Some people just kind of move their wrists and play it nice and soft, and then give it a hard little whack after a while. Yeah, and then you know you can get nice and fast with it. Okay. So that's basically with holding your stick, and yeah, it's not really much to it. It's just, you know, you got to kind of get your own little feel for it. Some people will hold it slightly differently than I will. I like to keep my fingers kind of close. Other people, I know, will have them kind of out like this. There's literally people I know who hold it like this, and they're pretty decent. People I know who hold it like this, and they're pretty good. But they kind of become more showman. And for me, as a number one rule, showmanship is just, you know, for some people it's cool, but you know, unless somebody's looking at you, you know, nobody's gonna notice anything. You know, it doesn't, when you're showman, it doesn't change the sound on the drums. You're still playing the drums the same way, and you're instead being a stick twirler rather than a drummer. But you know, that's my rule of thumb. Other people think showmanship is great; it's part of the drums, but I personally don't. And that's the best thing about being a drummer is, you know, you can have your own personal opinions, and you know, you just kind of create your own little path, and you take it, and you know, wherever it goes, it ends up. And that's one good thing about being a drummer. But stick around, and in the next video I'll teach you about my technique for foot doubles. Alright, but for now that's it.